There's a reason the president calls out fake news for what it is.
So you watched the first part of my presentation today with Trump talking from NATO on the exchange between the lady who had her husband in the middle of the war in Ukraine. But now we're going to come on to an even more passionate and quite dramatic scenes from the NATO event today from Donald Trump. An exchange regarding the validity of the war and the damage caused or not caused by the attacks on the nuclear sites. And what I'd like to leave you on this before I let this play to you, and you want to watch this, it's live, unedited and real, is this message, which I'm afraid is being lost in the United States at the moment. This is the United States. United. No united about it. I am living here in Dallas, Texas, because I married a Dallas lady, a Texan, but I'm obviously very much from England. I have my home in England, but I live here and work here. My studio is here in Texas, and I love the United States, and I wish that Americans would love the United States as much as immigrants who come here, like me. Half the country fights the other half. No matter what your politics, you should celebrate what your country does and how it defends itself. Whether you like Trump or not, and I'm completely impartial, you should always look for the good. Have an open mind, but not look for the bad. Look for the positive in everything and embrace it. Whether you like Trump or whether you don't, the United States Army, Air Force, Navy, all were involved, went after nuclear weapons, nuclear facilities in another country in a very hostile, dangerous environment, flew halfway across the world. As we heard today, the pilots flew 36 hours. You try and fly for 36 hours non-stop. I know, I've traveled around the world. It's pretty difficult. And I'd imagine dressed in full combat gear, I wouldn't imagine they're sitting there in a pair of pajamas and a shorts and t-shirt like we find ourselves when we travel around the world. They flew across the world in hostile environments, potentially could be shot down, to take out threats to the world. And then the first thing they got was criticized. Was it really any good? And we heard that the pilots and we heard that those involved were quite distressed by the fact they lived through a very dangerous thing to try to do something that their commander-in-chief had ordered them to do. They have no option. And then when they get back from home, they're rubbished by the press. Now, I'm not political, but I do always believe in looking for the positive and what's right and what's good. I'm always trying to find the truth. Of course, people lie and make stuff up. We don't hear on this channel ever, but people do. I understand it. But at least look for the positive in something and find out what really happened rather than looking for the negative. And this morning, what you're about to hear, it's an exchange from the press to Donald Trump and his counterparts and guests on stage with him. And you're going to see something very powerful and very dramatic. And the moment this exchange went out, the stock market went up. The stock market reacted to this. It liked it. And it's good. You should like it. You should get behind it. I get very, very angry about stuff like this. No matter what it is, I get up every morning and I try to do the very, very best with my day. Suited and booted, shaved, tie on. You won't see me sitting here with a baseball cap in my pajamas, not caring. I'm always looking to be better. I'm always looking to do what's right and find the good in everything. And sadly, a lot of people in America don't look at life like that. How can we attack somebody? Now, you might not like Donald Trump. You might be against Donald Trump. You might love Donald Trump. Not interested whether you love or hate, but try to find the positive rather than the negative. I'm now going to play you that video, unedited, as it happened, and you decide. Was there real passion in this? Was it necessary for the press to come out and try to discredit what the president had done, what the armed forces had done? Journalism is one thing. Look into the facts, but try to discredit it when you don't have all the information just because you want to be able to produce something and sell something. This is why I am making this live. I do the very opposite of what media does. This is why I have got another CEO on my show tomorrow. They want to be on my show rather than Bloomberg, CNBC, because it's live. I'm making this video live. This is not me sitting in the studio away from my audience. I'm doing this live in my show because I believe in doing what's right and being accountable. I'm not here to sell the news. I'm here to let you know what's going on. I'm not here to sell it. I'm doing it live. I don't make money from live videos. Live streams. YouTubers make money from videos. I'm making this in a live stream to do what's right. What is wrong with people always looking for the negative so they can sell some stupid videos and make some stupid ad revenue, some stupid papers, rather than facing people live? That's what I do. And I was very proud today, and I am not an American, I'm English, but I'm very proud today to see that the president and his guests on stage with him, taking on the press live, telling you how it is, not how they want it to be, to sell some stories. And now on with that unedited video as it happened live this morning.
There's a reason the president calls out fake news for what it is. These pilots, these refuelers, these fighters, these air defenders, the skill and the courage it took to go into enemy territory flying 36 hours on behalf of the American people and the world to take out a nuclear program is beyond what anyone in this audience can fathom.
Yeah.
And then the instinct of CNN, the instinct of the New York Times is to try to find a way to spin it for their own political reasons, to try to hurt President Trump or our country. They don't care what the troops think. They don't care what the world thinks.
No.
They want to spin it to try to make him look bad based on a leak. Of course, we've all seen plenty of leakers. And what do leakers do?
Look
they have agendas.
Positive, always.
And what do? Do they share the whole
whatever your
information
politics,
or just the part that they want to introduce? And when they introduce that a preliminary report that's deemed to be a low assessment. You know what a low assessment means? Low confidence in the data in that report. And why is there low confidence? Because all of the evidence of what was just bombed by 12 30,000 pound bombs is buried under a mountain, devastated and obliterated. So if you want to make an assessment of what happened at Fordo, you better get a big shovel and go really deep, because Iran's nuclear program is obliterated. And somebody somewhere is trying to leak something to say, oh, with low confidence, we think maybe it's moderate. Those that dropped the bombs precisely in the right place know exactly what happened when that exploded. And you know who else knows? Iran. That's why they came to the table right away, because their nuclear capabilities have been set back beyond what they thought were possible because of the courage of a commander-in-chief who led our troops, despite what the fake news wants to say.
But you're not disputing the report said what it said, even though it was initial.
The report said what it said, and it was fine. It was severe, they think, but they had no idea. They shouldn't have issued a report until they did. But we've gotten the information. I think Pete said it better than you can say it. And you know, you should be proud, you, especially you, should be proud of those pilots, and you shouldn't be trying to demean them.
No,
those pilots flew at great risk, a big chance that they'd never come back home and see their husbands or their wives. Let me just tell you, you and NBC, fake news, which is one of the worst, and CNN, New York Times, are all bad. They're sick. There's something wrong with them. But you know what? You should be praising those people instead of trying to find some. By getting me, by trying to go and get me, you're hurting those people. They were devastated. You know, I got a call from Missouri, great state, that I won 3 times by a lot. And I got a call that the pilots and the people on the plane were devastated because they were trying to minimize the attack. And they all said it was hit. But we don't think it was really maybe hit that badly. And they were devastated. They put their lives on the line, and then they have, and I'm not referring to you, but real scum come out and write reports that are as negative as they could possibly be. It should be the opposite. You should make them heroes and heroines. You should make them really people that they were so devastated when they heard this news. And you know what they said? One of them, I spoke to one of them, said, Sir, we hit the site. It was perfect. It was dead on, because they don't understand fake news, because they have a normal life, except they have to fly very big, very fast planes. But it's a shame. You should be making them heroes.
So what do you make of that? That was a live stream directly as it happened. Leave me your thoughts below in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts on what you just heard. Now, a few moments before this video came out, there was another one, an exchange that I shared just before. And if you watch to the end, I'm going to reward you now with that link. Here is the, here is the event that happened just before, when Trump spoke to a lady whose husband is in Ukraine in the middle of the war. You need to go and listen to that. What do you think of that? And right here is the event for Friday. On Friday, we got a members only party to celebrate our 4th anniversary. So go and check this one out, and then join us on Friday for the party. That's it from me. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.